Welcome back, Wayward Souls, to the Double Tap In, episode 26.
Getting to the point where I'm going to have to start taking off my shoes to count everything now.
Oh, we are way past that for me.
Yeah, I know.
Way past. It's a good thing I got kids and a wife and all that kind of shit. The dog, I'm gonna have to start counting their stuff.
Wow, it's just amazing.
Harper's gonna be able to have to count it for me because I'm not gonna be able to count that high.
We've not been canceled.
Not yet. The day is still young, and
it's airing of grievances.
Airing of the grievances, because fuck them. That's why. Starting off, not even a minute in, we're dropping the F-bomb. Oh, geez, look.
The FCC won't let me be.
Top. There we go. Now we're, this motherfucker.
Yeah.
Have to eat a salad so I can get closer to the table.
Got to quit eating all the good food.
Eat some rabbit food.
Oh, Lord.
Yeah.
So what have you got for us?
Airing of the grievances. Yeah. What the fuck? So Saturday, so Rachel has this big fitness convention that she likes to go to. And this year it happens to be in San Antonio. So she flies out of BWI, is going to Dallas where her sister is. She's in school there. So she gets to catch up with her, which is awesome. And then she goes from Dallas down to San Antonio for a couple of days for this convention, comes back to Dallas, hangs out with her sister a little bit more, and she's actually flying home today. Flying home to her parents' house. So in all of that, because of my work schedule, I take a shift off, have to burn some time before I lose it. I was like, well, what better time than this to go up and spend some time with the in-laws, with the kids, have a great time before I come back to work. So we head up there on a Tuesday. Rachel flies out Wednesday. Me, the in-laws, and the kids until Saturday at noon when I'm heading back at noon. I think by the time I get from where they are to the Bay Bridge, traffic should be good, and we'll cruise right through. Well, that was a fucking mistake. And driving around 495 to 95 to 50 through Annapolis on a Saturday afternoon was a fucking nightmare. It's a nightmare. It's bad to begin with.
On a good day.
On a good day. Exactly. Coming from 270 to 495. I don't even fucking know. Like, all I know is you come down to the bottom of the hill. There's a lot of back and forth, little serpentine, come up a hill, coming into like College Park area. It's just a fucking train wreck. It's 4 lanes wide, and it's a fucking train wreck all the time, going both directions. Like how do you fix that? How does 4 lanes of traffic in each direction? Like, I don't even like, my mind does not understand how that happens on a daily basis.
Yep.
And then like there's really no place to go with it. It's like you make it 5 lanes wide. Like there's no space to do it, you know?
And have you ever noticed that construction never stops?
Ever.
Ever.
No.
Yeah. No. They'll have everything open for a day. Then next thing you know, lane restriction here, lane restriction there. And as soon as you restrict one of those lanes, clusterfuck.
Yeah. And that one day that everything is open, there's fucking 8 car crashes. So for that 24-hour cycle, you still have lane restrictions. And people drive like fucking assholes. Like, there's the shirt, if assholes could fly, this place would be an airport. That is 495 to 95 through Annapolis. Like, holy cow. I fucking hate it. Absolutely hate it. I love to go visit my in-laws. I love, like once we're there, I really don't have to drive a whole lot because, well, I don't want to.
Thank goodness.
Yeah. And there's a lot of great things to do around there. So I love, like, once we're there, I'm good. But that trip there and back is just, it's rough. And then coming into the Bay Bridge, it's 2:00 on a Saturday. Like, the fuck are you doing?
You think everybody would either
Yeah.
or the beach doing whatever they're doing. You think they'd already be there. Nope, they're on the freaking highway.
Yeah. Yeah. And I can kind of understand. All right, if I get an Airbnb, if I get a condo rental, whatever, it's a Saturday, I can't get there before, I can't check in before 3 or 4. Yeah. Okay. Everybody fucking knows that this past week, this next week, that it's going to be 90 degrees. It's going to be sunny. Like, that's a beach day.
Yeah.
Why the fuck are you just getting there in time to check in? Like, you're going to
get there first thing in the morning and enjoy the full freaking day.
Yeah. Yeah. And you know what you're not going to have first thing in the morning? The traffic.
That's right.
You know? Like, or you know what? All the fucking Tourons that come to town, they can do all their traffic in the morning. And so that way, when I want to come back at a leisurely pace, I have to fucking deal with it. Bunch of assholes.
In my previous life, when I get off shift at 07 in Ocean City and needed to go across the bridge, that was the best time to go.
Oh, yeah.
Because, you know, the Saturday morning when I'm getting off work, if anything is coming, I'm going the opposite direction because the people who are checking out haven't gotten up and gotten motivated enough to get the hell out of Ocean City yet. So I had clear sailing all the way to where I was going. Loved it. Now, on days when I was up the road and had to come back, it was still okay because it was 7. I'm leaving up there at 4 a.m. to get down here by 7. So it worked out very well because nobody's on the road at 4 a.m. going to the beach except for us crazy folks who are working.
Yeah. Yeah, that's a good point. We, for Father's Day, we went and met my in-laws and Rachel's grandfather and uncle in Kent Island on a Sunday. So I worked Saturday, got off at 7, and we're going to have lunch in Kent Island at noon. I was like, at first it was like, absolutely not.
Yeah.
I'm not doing it. Nope. And then I was like, you know what? Sure. Let's do it. I said, but here's what we're doing. I'm coming home. I'm getting in the shower. We're packing everything up and we're going. Like, we're going to get on the road because I don't want to go up and sit in traffic.
That's right.
I don't want to sit in Bay Bridge traffic just to get to Kent Island. You know, like, so we got up there, had enough time just to do like a little walk around, get out, stretch your legs, and then go sit down and have lunch, and had a great time. I think that my in-laws had a little bit of traffic getting back over the bridge, but not terrible because that my father-in-law's dad lives just north of Annapolis, so they get over the bridge and they're right there. So it wasn't bad.
And you can get off the highway at that point and navigate around.
Yeah, but people coming into the Bay Bridge, like, just fucking menaces. Like,
and they're always in a hurry to get somewhere and know you can't get anywhere, and they drive like assholes.
Yeah. I was in, so knowing that there's 2 lanes, I'm in what will be the fast lane on the bridge. Well, there's, as you're leading into the bridge, there's the other fast lane, the third fast lane. I know they're numbered. I don't ever remember what they are, but there's that lane. That always closes down and always has to merge in. And people are flying up past you to get it. Like, you're not going anywhere. Nobody's going anywhere. Like, what's the point of you driving like a complete asshole and then
pissing everybody off, being a menace, being a danger to everybody around you?
Yeah. And then trying to bust your little ass in at the last minute. I had a Tesla come up next to me. I'm driving the Suburban. I'm like, fuck you. I am like inches away from the car in front of me. This guy is coming over and I'm not moving. Not happening. I'm like maybe inching over a little to him. And I know I'm in my lane.
Yep.
And this guy's trying to come over. Yeah. Come on, hit me, motherfucker. I dare you. Yeah.
But it's a Tesla.
Yeah. I don't give a shit what you are. You can get out and we're gonna talk about our pronouns. Mine's fuck you.
Gotta love it.
Now we are going to get canceled.
Lord have mercy.
Yeah.
So I have a airing of the gratitude.
I love it. I love it.
We have discussed Berlin Beer Company.
Mm-hmm.
We've discussed Adam Davis, the owner, a few times.
Yep. And the good things coming to Berlin. I'm pumped.
Buddy, I finally got into a text message one night last week that says, hey, we're having a little gathering over at Berlin Beer Company. Come on over.
Awesome.
Right. That I can do. He said, we're going to have, they have a custom made shuffle board machine. I guess whatever. It's a big, long thing, shuffle bowling. Well, it got delivered. And
oh, cool.
So we were going to go over and play that. And I said, well, I'll bring my cornhole boards and add to yours that you've got, and we're good to go. Mail call.
Hey, love the shirt, by the way.
Oh, yeah.
Absolutely. Shores,
absolutely.
Engine Company 80.
So I go over, and I've said before in previous episodes that I have a long-standing history with the Southern States building. At least 35 years, probably longer than that. So I've seen the heyday of the building. I've seen the decline of the building. And now I have seen it come back to absolute stardom.
Yeah.
When I walked in that building, my jaw dropped. Nate Reister from Burley Building Company, Danielle Haley from Haley Designs, and Adam have done an absolute fantastic job. Did you see that? That was ramming the freaking door.
That was awesome.
They have done an absolute phenomenal job with this building.
Awesome.
To see what it was, to see it now, I got a little emotional, not going to lie.
Yeah.
I was in that building almost every day when Doug and Suzanne Parks owned it when it was Southern States.
Yeah, and that was as a kid, right?
Say again now?
You that was as a kid when you were
I was an adult then, but okay. I remember it as a kid. I remember Mr. Downs when he owned it. So we're going back 50 years at that point.
Okay.
So, but in it every day, I was an adult. I lived on Baker Street right behind Southern States. I lived next to the owners. I was the relief driver for the feed truck, that kind of stuff. So I actually worked there a little bit. To see it now and see the effort that's been put forth in that building and see it in person and be able to touch it. And I may or may not have licked my spot at the bar and claimed it as mine. So if you all see a lick mark on the bar, it's mine. That's my spot.
Stay the fuck away.
Stay the fuck away. So I get the grand tour from Adam. Went into the brew house, and I know next to nothing about brewing beer. I know what little bit I learned from Adam when he was at Burley, and comparing the equipment between the two, they're just not comparable. Adam's done his research. He found some breweries that were going out of business, and he bought their production lines at auction. His production line is automated. Ooh. And it is all stainless steel piped. It is all, you go up, you enter your recipe into a computer. It takes care of the mixtures and ratios for you. And it's phenomenal. It's just the new brew house is absolutely phenomenal. You can sit at the bar, look out, into the brew house and see your beer being made, you can see everything. And it is the woodwork that's been done. They've reclaimed some of the outside panels from the feed store and put them on the inside. They've redone all the flooring on the inside. They're still the original hardwood floor, but they've redone it all. They've added, for a lack of better terms, a banquet room off to the side, which used to be the outdoor loading dock area next to the train tracks. They've enclosed that. Absolutely. Like, again, Nate Reister's done a phenomenal job with the woodworking, with the building of the bar, everything. I cannot say enough. As of right now, they're going to try to get open in July. They're wrapping up their new water main. So hopefully when this airs, they are open.
Awesome.
And they're just wrapping up their water main upgrade to be able to handle fire suppression and the brewing. And that is the last major hurdle that they have.
Awesome.
So hopefully when this airs, they are open, and you can find me sitting at the end of the bar, breaking my dry spell. Let's hope.
I love it. I know they posted, if you follow on Instagram, Berlin Beer Company, they posted like a quick video of the inside of the building, and it looks phenomenal.
Yep.
Absolutely phenomenal. And
that's not to mention the work they've done in the kitchen and everything that goes in with that. His idea when it comes to flow of the restaurant, how the staff's going to operate inside. You're not going to see a whole lot of staff bumping into patrons, getting back and forth to certain areas. They've developed the flow inside to be very, very customer friendly. And it's just blew me away. It absolutely blew me away. I had high hopes, and this has far exceeded what my hopes were, without a doubt.
I'm excited. I'm excited for them.
There's a grain mill that was in southern states. They left it. It's part of the area where the bar is. So when you walk in, you look to your left, there's a big grain mill sitting there. It's in their stickers. It's in all, and it's fantastic. So my hat's off to Adam, to his wife Lauren, to his dad, to all the creative folks who got involved in this. Sincerely, you all have done a fantastic job with that building, and I'm very excited for the possibilities.
Yeah, I'm excited. Again, I'm a natural light guy. Like I like beer to the extent of, like, I don't really want it to taste like beer. I'm okay if it tastes like water.
Yeah. I get it.
But I'm excited just from the little bit of interaction that we've had, and seeing the work that's gone into it. Again, working with Ian and Ian's relationship with Adam and hearing about it, just excited for them as a whole to see this thing open up, see this thing take off, and to be successful. Because, from everything I've heard, and not that I know anything about running a business, but it sounds like they're doing the right thing to have a great customer experience, great quality product, from beer to the experience as a whole, the food. It's going to be the spot in Berlin.
Yep. With the Adam's reputation as a brewmaster and Street Kitchen's reputation as providing food, match made in heaven. Yeah. Hey,
I know we mentioned this offline, but I think it's time we put it out there a little bit. Maybe we do a show there.
Yes. Oh, without a doubt. Well, Adam said he's on board. So he's got good ideas for an episode.
Oh yeah. He's got some great ideas for episodes. Like, holy cow. I think you guys were texting back and forth during my debacle of a trip home. And I say debacle of a trip. Like, it parts of it sucked, but great music, nice easy ride, no rush. I can't really complain about that as a whole. But then I get home and I read this text messages thread, and I'm like, holy shit, this is fucking phenomenal. This is great stuff. Yeah. So
yeah,
and what better
no
place
doubt.
to have it than a brewery?
That's right. That's exactly right.
Yeah.
Road
Yeah.
trip. Of
Hell
course, it's
yeah.
a bigger road trip for you than it is for me because it's only. Oh no, I got to measure it. I know how far it is to the post office. Well, it's not much farther to southern states.
Yeah.
I can tell you.
Yeah. I tell you what, I'll pick you up.
That sounds good. We can ride my tandem bike.
Oh hell yeah. That'll be cute. Look at these pronouns coming.
No, you're right. Exactly right. Yeah, we get that tandem bike, and I don't know if we've discussed that before or not, but Jennifer's always wanted a tandem bike.
Uh-huh.
And I ran across one on Marketplace. Again, me and Marketplace is the fucking devil for me, I can tell you.
Yeah.
And I found a Townie, basically a Townie tandem bike. And I said, okay, this is the one. Negotiate with the dude, get the bike. And one of the first things that I said, this goes, Berlin Beer Company's in the works. I said, with or without you, I'm riding this bicycle to Berlin Beer Company as soon as possible.
Yeah.
So I may have mentioned to Adam that he needs a bike rack big enough to accommodate a two-seater. And he said, not only will you have that, I'll even put a nameplate on the bike rack. This is your personal parking spot. Fair enough. Fair
Hell
enough.
Yeah. Hell yeah. And Berlin, like that's what Berlin is. Like it's a bike town. Like that's cool.
For sure.
It's great. Yeah. Yeah. That's cool. Well, I got my grievance out. You got the gratitude. If it's okay, I'd like to also do another gratitude.
Oh, absolutely.
My neighbor Terry. So I've got two neighbor Terrys. Neighbor Terry on one side, phenomenal lady, works at SU in their grant management department. Wonderful, wonderful lady. Neighbor Terry on the other side works for FedEx. We're not going to hold that against him, but a phenomenal dude. And as he's out making his deliveries and he sees pallets, sod from places that are like new construction and developments, that kind of stuff, he'll ask the people working and says, "Hey, what are you doing with that? Can I have it?" And most of the time, yeah, sure. Can I put it in my truck? Yep. So he'll come home with, he's got a Dodge Ram. He'll come home with a truck bed full of sod from these places where it's just gonna die.
Yeah.
And he has basically sodded his entire yard, his front yard at least for now, doing that. And he's got the best lawn on the street. Waters it all the time. Takes a lot of pride in what he's done, and it really looks great. Our yard is green, and that's really the best thing I can say about it is that it's green.
Well, it's brown right now, probably with all the drought.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah. That's true. However, with a 3-year-old and Lincoln being 4 months, we're kind of at the point where we need some nice grass where they can go out, run around barefoot and not get the holly leaves and sandbirds and all that kind of shit in their feet. So I said something to FedEx neighbor Terry, and he's like, "Yeah, sure. If I get some extra, I got you." Fantastic. So a couple of days before we head up the road, we see him out playing. He's got a young daughter. I think she's coming up on a year. So we walk over, say hi, and we're chatting. He says, "Hey, I've got some sod. Would you like it?" "Yeah, absolutely." He said, "All right." He's like, "It's right here in the truck right now." Oh, you mean like right now?
This second.
Yeah. I was like, okay, yeah. And he's talking about like what you have to do to prepare the ground for the sod to root better. Because again, he knows he's done it multiple times and it has taken off and it looks great. I was like, oh shit. Like, I don't know if I have time to prepare the ground for the sod and all this kind of stuff. So I was like, let me go back and look and see where I can put this. And and if you want to drive your truck down and just pull in the yard. So all right, yeah. So we're in the process of getting all this together, and I found this little spot in the backyard. So he comes down, we lay it out, and start watering it and get it going. Well, then we go away for a week. And I said, hey man, any chance you could water it when you water yours, just to keep it from dying? Absolutely not a problem. So we go away, I come back, and Saturday, so I get here and I go back, look, see if I need to water, see how it looks. And the original area was probably 4 feet by 3 feet of sod. I come back and it's double that. While we were gone,
it grew.
It grew. Terry grabbed some more sod from somewhere and didn't say anything. Had no idea, but come back and now it's doubled in size, and just like, what a great guy.
Yep.
And we are so fortunate with the neighbors that we have, just to be, if there's anything that we need, anything that they need, we've got numbers, and we're calling people, we're sending a text message, hey, can you do this, can you do that? And it's just, that's what neighbors are all about. I know you're fortunate with the same thing. It's just, and I don't think I really understood that until having kids, and what the little community that we have and that we've built here. So thanks, Terry. I appreciate it. I don't know that you watch the show, but if you do, I appreciate it, man. That was awesome.
Yeah, that's good.
I got you when you go out in July. So
when you grow up in a small town, I grew up here in Berlin,
mm-hmm.
and you didn't necessarily worry about your parents.
Mm-hmm.
You worried about your neighbors. You worried about your neighbors seeing you doing something and calling your parents or calling your grandparents, because they all live around here. And that's what I think that's what kept kids in check a lot of the times, was the close-knit town.
Yeah.
They know who you are. And at the time, they weren't afraid if they didn't correct you themselves.
Mm-hmm.
Because they're, grow up in a small town, there are people who would correct you as your parents would.
Yeah.
And I think that's missing in today's society. I don't think that you have folks who are willing to, one, get involved. They have enough going on in their lives. They don't want to get. And then again, too, some of your parents these days don't respect that. I might even call it interference, that guidance.
Mm-hmm.
And they'll flip that on the person trying to give them guidance. Don't tell me how to raise my kid. Don't speak to my kid that way. Don't do this. Don't do that. Well, it takes a village. You've heard that expression before. It takes a village.
Yep.
And maybe it's time to instill some respect.
Yeah.
Call it respect. Call it fear. Call it whatever the fuck you want.
Yeah.
Maybe it's time to instill that back into our neighborhoods.
Absolutely.
And it takes a village. It really does.
Yeah. Yeah. I know there was, I can't remember exactly what it was, but at Harper's daycare, she came home and was telling me something. And now I'm a helicopter dad. I fully admit it. Like, my little girl tells me that there's something going on. Like, I want to know what the fuck is going on.
Yeah.
And I don't know that it'll change. Like, Rachel, knowing little kids, working with little kids at school, like, that's her thing. She knows that, whatever she says, one, there's a little bit of truth to it. There's probably more to it than that, but she's not as concerned about some of the things that Harper says as I am. And I tell Rachel, I said, hey, when I drop her off tomorrow, I'm going to ask about this. She says, okay, it's whatever. Like, not whatever is like just blowing me off, but like acknowledging it. So I walk in and the director of the daycare is there, and I said, hey, do you have a minute? She said, oh, sure, of course. We have a great relationship with the teachers at Harper's daycare, and so I said, hey, this is something Harper's told me, and first off, I want to know, like, is Harper in the wrong? Like, did Harper do something because as much as Harper is a good kid, she's a great kid, and is a good student. Like the teachers tell us all the time that she's a little angel. She's attentive when there's doing classwork. That
So she's Rachel, not you.
Oh, absolutely. Yeah. Yeah. She might look like me with hair, but she's 100% a Rachel when it comes to being in the classroom. Like if it's Harper that's doing something wrong, like I want to know about that too. Like we are always going to support our teachers, and like if Harper's in the wrong, that will be addressed. But if there's something else going on, I want that addressed as well. She's like, oh, I don't know. I'll look into it. I'll let you know. And she, of course, follows up. We text back and forth a little bit throughout the day. I go pick Harper up and see her teacher who just retired, absolute wonderful lady, and talking to her about it. She's like, well, I wasn't here for the second half yesterday. I'll find out. I'll talk to you tomorrow when you drop her off. Perfect. No big deal. Again, with the same thing, like if Harper's being a pain, I want to know about that too, because that will not be tolerated. And we will address that at home. But if this is happening, I would like that addressed. And she says, oh, absolutely. So, it goes back to, the parents being involved, supporting the community that, like, we wouldn't be able to raise our kids the way that we are without our wonderful neighbors and their involvement, without the teachers at the daycare and through the rest of her educational experiences and Link's educational experiences. We wouldn't be able to do and have them be the kids that they are without that. So you have to support all of that process. And I think, like you said, this day and age, that's missing from a lot of it.
That's right.
So
it sure is.
Yeah.
And it's showing. I mean, it's showing.
Yeah. Yeah. I know I was afraid when, like, if Dad found out, I was more afraid when Mom found out.
Right.
Oh God. Like, it was okay. Dad would be mad, but then like Mom found out, Mom would be pissed, and then Dad would be mad because Mom's pissed, and I fucked up. Yeah.
For about the educational system and how they're cutting out certain things from curriculums. And when I was in Berlin Middle School, which is now Berlin Intermediate School, because they built the middle school out at Decatur, we were taught how to manage a checkbook, how to write checks, how to balance a checkbook, how to do all that kind of stuff. And she said, yeah, they did that too. But now they're not doing cursive. They're not doing a bunch of different things. And it led to the conversation and me saying, at what point do the parents accept responsibility for the perceived lack of education, such as writing in cursive, and teach the kids themselves how to read and write in cursive, or do the checkbook, or do anything else? I don't even know if they still do that or not. And she relayed the story of one of her patients who will be watching her granddaughter over the summer. And her goal was to teach the granddaughter how to write in cursive. She went online. She purchased the handwriting books, the same ones that we had when we were in school. And she is going to teach her how to write and read in cursive.
Yeah.
So again, at what point do the parents take responsibility for actually teaching their kids? And I don't think you see that. Now, obviously, I'm not talking about all parents. I'm talking about some parents. And at what point do you have to accept some responsibility for the education of your child?
Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. Like the number of, I call them kids. They're not all kids, but the kids that haven't been taught to write in cursive, like your signature, is like it's one of those things that can be uniquely you. Like mine is fucking dog shit terrible.
Yeah.
But you know what? It's mine.
It's yours.
Like I can look at something and say,
Yep.
I did not sign that because that's way too neat. That's not mine, you know? And to be able to just to sign your name, like, all right, I need you to sign here. And they write their name out.
They print their name.
Yeah. Like that's,
yep.
I asked you to sign, but that's all right. You don't know cursive.
Yep.
You know,
believe it or not, I saw that 20 years ago. Well, now 22 years ago, when I was up the road, we were doing hiring, and it wouldn't be a 20-person applicant pool. It would be a 200-person applicant pool where we were doing testing in the gymnasium or cafeteria of a high school, that kind of deal. And looking through their applications, there was somewhere the signature line, they had printed their name. And, you know, all right, they misunderstood or whatever. No, and it got back to they couldn't write in cursive. That was 20 years ago.
Yeah.
And these are kids they're over the age of 18 because 18 was you had to be 18 to apply. So they're over 18 then. So,
wow.
Yeah, 20 years ago. You know, it's only gotten worse since then.
Oh, yeah. Yep.
Parents failed them. But at least they were looking for a good job. That helps.
Right? Yeah. Yeah, they're going to do something hopefully worthwhile.
Yeah, if they couldn't sign their name on shift, they would certainly learn how to quick because, you know, those guys can be a little ruthless.
Yeah. Yeah. But in a good way. Like we had, I know I've talked about my little buddy at work that we were partners for a little while, then shift dynamics changed and he got moved. But there were some things where it's like, hey man, come here, not in front of anybody else, just me and him.
Yep.
This is how you do this, and this is why. And you know, conversations like that. And then there was the conversations that we would have in front of everybody else. And like I give him all the credit in the world. He took it like a champ. He'd give a little bit back, just enough, and was I see him now, and it's still like I still miss my little buddy. You know, sometimes it was like, oh, Jesus, I just need a break.
Have you ever noticed the phases of education in the fire service? It starts out with the one-on-one talk, like you're talking about. Then it gets into downright hazing if they don't respond.
Oh, yeah.
And some people respond to that.
Yeah.
You know, it's not a code red, but it's definitely borderline hazing.
Yeah.
Sometimes the people need to, that's what they need to be educated, to get the motivation to be educated, to do the right thing in that whatever the instance is. Yeah. Welcome to the fire service.
Yeah. Yeah. Good times.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, damn. We're over.
We're over again. It's a good day.
Yeah.
It's a good day.
For sure. Yeah.
So, well, we're going to cut it off there. Airing of the grievance and some gratitude. So thank you guys for joining us. If you have some grievances or gratitudes that you want us to air, or if you want to come on the show and air them for yourself, we'd love to have you on. WaywardSouls88@gmail.com, or hit us up on our social media. Reach out, let us know. If there's some topics that you want us to cover, again, we're always adding more to the list to cover. So please let us know, reach out. If you guys are watching the show, you're enjoying it, make sure you share it with your friends. So the 7 of you that are, maybe it expands to 8. Maybe it goes to 9. Ooh. Maybe it goes to 9. I'm not going to say, I'm not going to say anything more, but maybe.
And if y'all want stickers,
you know,
the rumor is
maybe it's supposed to come today. Now, when the show airs, it's going to be like a fucking month later, but maybe it comes today.
Rumor is we might have stickers.
Maybe. Man on the street, man on a bicycle rode up and told me.
Yeah. Carrier pigeon.
Yeah.
That's probably how they were shipped.
Yeah. Sure as fuck wasn't the U.S. Postal Service. I say that. They would have been here last week, but I put a mail hold because we weren't home.
Right. Yeah.
So,
Yeah.
well,
Not their fault today.
Yeah. Well, again, thank you guys for joining us. Again, if you're enjoying it, share it. Let some other people get in on the fun. And we truly appreciate all the feedback. Thank you.
Don't forget we're on YouTube too.
Oh, that's right. Yeah, I forget about that. Thank you.
Like and subscribe on YouTube. It really helps us.
Yeah, absolutely. So thank you again, and we'll see you guys next time.